Hello, 5th graders. So today in Lesson 16, we will be talking about our eparchies and the metropolitans. The church in India was founded by the Apostle St. Thomas. In the 16th century, a division occurred and one group lost its union with the Catholic Church. The lost communion was regained on September 20th, 1930, under the leadership of Archbishop Marivanos. The group that was reunited to the Catholic Church are the Malankara Catholics. The Malankara Catholic hierarchy was established on June 11, 1932, through the Apostolic Decree Christo Pastorum Principe. There are 12 eparchies in the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church today. 9 eparchies are grouped into 2 metropolitan provinces. The rest are constituted outside the proper territory, or the territorium proprium of the Church. So in the province of Trivandrum, we have the major archeparchy of Trivandrum, the eparchy of Marthandam, the eparchy of Mavalikara, the eparchy of Pathanamthitta, and the eparchy of Parasala. Then we have the province of Tiruvalla. In there we have the archeparchy of Tiruvalla, eparchy of Batheri, eparchy of Muvattupuzha, and the eparchy of Puttur. Lastly, we have the eparchies outside the territorium proprium. Those are the St. Mary Queen of Peace eparchy of USA and Canada, St. John Chrysostom eparchy of Gurgaon, Delhi, and St. Ephraim eparchy of Khadki, Pune. For the faithful of the following countries, the Apostolic See has appointed an apostolic visitator. Europe and Oceania consist of United Kingdom, Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Belfast, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Italy. And Oceania consists of Australia and New Zealand. The faithful of the Gulf region are directly under the major Archbishop Catholicos. They are Kuwait, Doha, Qatar, UAE, Muscat, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain. There are 14 metropolitans in the Malankara Syrian Catholic Church today. Now let's talk about the metropolitans of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church. First and foremost, we have His Beatitude Mora and More Basilios Cardinal Clemus Catholicos. His title is Cardinal Major Archbishop Catholicos, and his eparchy or diocese is the Major Archbishop of the Major Archeparchy of Trivandrum. Next, we have His Grace Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Mar Kulerlos, and he's the Archbishop of the Archeparchy of Tiruvalla. Then His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Joshua Mar Ignatios, whose title is Bishop, and he's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Mavalikara. Then His Excellency Most Reverend Yohanan Mar Chrysostom, who is the Bishop Emeritus of the Eparchy of Pathanamthitta. Next, we have His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Joseph Mar Thomas, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Batheri. Then His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Abraham Mar Julios, who's the Bishop Emeritus of the Eparchy of Muvattupuzha. Next, His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Vincent Mar Paulos, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Marthandam. And then we have His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Mar Eusebios, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Parasala. Next, we have His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Philippos Mar Stephanos, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of USA and Canada. Next is His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Jacob Mar Barnabas, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Gurgaon, Delhi. And then we have His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Mar Athenios, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Khadki, Pune. And then we have His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Samuel Mar Arrhenius, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Pathanamthitta. Next we have His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Yohanan Mar Theodosius, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Muvattupura. And then His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Givargis Mar Makarios, who's the Bishop of the Eparchy of Puttur. The major archeparchy has been established as Metropolitan Eparchy on March 12, 1933. Metropolitan Archbishops Mar Ivanios from 1930 to 1953 and Mar Gregorios from 1953 to 1994 have led the Metropolitan Eparchy through the path of its growth. During the period of the Third Metropolitan Archbishop Cyril Mar Baselios, which was from 1994 to 2007, Syro-Malankara Catholic Church was raised to the status of Archiepiscopal Church. Archbishop Cyril Mar Baselios was appointed as the first major Archbishop Catholicos. His Beatitude Moran Mar Baselios Cardinal Clemis, major Archbishop Catholicos of the Malankara Catholic Church, and the major Archbishop of Trivandrum, is the present head and father of the Malankara Catholic Church. The major Archbishop and Catholicos, Cardinal Moran Mar Baselios Clemis, was born on June 15, 1959, at Mukkur, Mullappally in the district of Pathanamthitta, Kerala, India. He served as the Apostolic Visitor of Europe and North America on August 15, 2001. On September 11, 2003, His Excellency Isaac Mar Clemis was appointed Bishop of the Eparchy of Tiruvalla. When the Eparchy of Tiruvalla was raised to the status of Archeparchy, His Excellency Isaac Mar Clemis was appointed the Metropolitan Archbishop. On February 10, 2007, His Holiness Pope Benedict XVI confirmed the election of Mar Clemis as the father and head of the Malankara Catholic Church upon the demise of Major Archbishop Catholicos Cyril Baselios. He was appointed Cardinal on the October 24, 2012, at the age of 53, having the honor of being the youngest among the cardinals. His appointment as a cardinal is the crowning point of Syro-Malankara Catholic Major Archiepiscopal Church. The Metropolitan Eparchy of Trivandrum was bifurcated and the Eparchy of Marthandam came into existence on December 16, 1996. Lawrence Mar Ephraim, who was the auxiliary of the Metropolitan Archdiocese of Trivandrum, was appointed as the first Bishop of Marthandam. The installation services were held on January 23, 1997, and he passed away on April 8, 1997. Yohanan Mar Chrysostom was appointed as the second Bishop of the Eparchy of Marthandam on 1998. He served the Eparchy until he was appointed as the Bishop of Eparchy of Pathanamthitta on 2010. The present Bishop of the Eparchy is Vincent Mar Palos, who was appointed on January 2010. He was born at Anakarai on January 22, 1964, and became a priest on January 2, 1991. He was ordained bishop on March 13, 2010, and enthroned as the Bishop of the Eparchy of Marthandam on March 14, 2010. The Eparchy of Muvattupura was established on January 1, 2007. His Excellency Joshua Mar Ignatios, the then auxiliary of the major Archieparchy of Trivandrum, was appointed as its first bishop. Joshua Mar Ignatios was born at Kirikatarivu on May 24, 1950. He received the priesthood on April 1978 and was anointed Bishop Auxiliary of Trivandrum on June 29, 1998. He was enthroned as Bishop of Malankara on February 16, 2007. The Eparchy of Pathanamthitta was established on January 25, 2010, and His Excellency Yohanan Mar Chrysostom was appointed the first bishop of this eparchy. Yohanan Mar Chrysostom was born at Karamanitha on May 19, 1944. He became a priest on May 5, 1973. He served in the missions of America and became bishop of the Eparchy of Marthandam before appointed as the first bishop of the Eparchy of Pathanamthitta. His Excellency Yohanan Mar Chrysostom retired on June 7, 2019. He is currently Bishop Emeritus. His Excellency Most Reverend Samuel Mar Irenaeus was appointed as the second eparchial bishop of the eparchy and the present bishop of the eparchy. Most Reverend Samuel Mar Irenaeus was born on May 13, 1952, from Karamanta in Pathanamthitta district. He was appointed the auxiliary bishop of the major archieparchy of Trivandrum on January 25, 2010. He was ordained auxiliary bishop on March 13, 2010. He took charge of the office as the coadjutor bishop of the eparchy of Pathanamthitta on April 29, 2018. On June 8, 2019, he was appointed the second eparchial bishop of the eparchy of Pathanamthitta. The Eparchy of Pathshala was established on August 5, 2017, bifurcating the major archieparchy of Trivandrum. The inauguration of the newly erected eparchy and the enthronement of its first bishop, Thomas Mar Eusebius, was on September 23, 2017. He was the first bishop of the Eparchy of USA and Canada. Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Mar Eusebius was born on June 6, 1961 at Mailapra in Pathanamthitta district. The Eparchy of Tiruvalla was established on November 6, 1933 and raised to the status of archieparchy in 2006. Mar Theophilos in 1933 to 1950, Mar Sivarios from 1950 to 1955, Mar Athanasios from 1955 to 1977, Mar Yohanan from 1978 to 1987, and Mar Timotheos from 1988 to 2003 gave leadership to this eparchy. Isaac Mar Clemus leads the Eparchy of Tiruvalla until he was appointed as the major archbishop from 2003 to 2007. Archbishop Thomas Mar Koudoulos leads the archieparchy since 2007. Thomas Mar Koudoulos was born at Niranam on October 19, 1958. He was ordained priest on December 30, 1985. He was appointed as auxiliary bishop of Tiruvalla and titular bishop of Tigasi in Mauritania on May 1997. On January 2003, he was appointed as the first bishop of Muvatpura. He was appointed as the archbishop of Tiruvalla in 2007. The Eparchy of Tiruvalla was bifurcated on October 28, 1978, and the Eparchy of Bethedi was established as the third eparchy of the Malankara Church. Cyril Mar Basilios was the first bishop of Bethedi. After his appointment as Metropolitan Archbishop of Trivandrum, Geevarghese Mar Divanasios undertook the rule of the Eparchy of Bethedi from 1996 to 2010. On 2010, Joseph Mar Thomas took charge as the bishop of the Eparchy of Bethedi. Joseph Mar Thomas was born at Badashedikara on May 13, 1952. He was ordained as priest on December 22, 1978. He was appointed as the Auxiliary Bishop of Trivandrum, Apostolic Visitator of Europe and North America, and titular Bishop of Siciliba on January 2005. On 2010, he was ordained as the Bishop of the Eparchy of Bethany. The Eparchy of Muvatipura, established on February 6, 2003, is a perfect example of the growth of the Malankara Catholic Church by dividing the Eparchy of Tiruvalla. Many places blessed by the footprint of Mar Thoma, the Apostle, are included in this eparchy. Thomas Mar Kyrillos was the first bishop of the Eparchy of Muvatipura. Bishop Abraham Mar Julios was appointed as the bishop on 2008. He is currently Bishop Emeritus. Bishop Yohanan Mar Theodosius was appointed the coadjutor bishop of Muvatipura on April 10, 2018. He also serves as the apostolic visitator to Europe and Oceania. On June 12, 2019, he was appointed the eparchial bishop of the Eparchy of Muvatipura. The Eparchy of Puttur was established on January 25, 2010. This is the first Malankara Syrian Catholic eparchy in the state of Karnataka. His Excellency Givargis Mar Divanasios, who was then the Bishop of Bethany, was transferred to the new See of Puttur. He was enthroned as the Bishop of Puttur on April 15, 2010. Bishop Divanasios submitted his resignation due to ill health and was called to eternal rest on January 16, 2018. Most Reverend Givargis Mar Makarios was appointed Bishop of Puttur on January 24, 2017, and enthroned on September 30, 2017. Most Reverend Dr. Givargis Mar Makarios was born on July 16, 1958. He was appointed the second bishop of the Eparchy of Puttur on September 21, 2017. In February 2007, Most Reverend Dr. Jacob Mar Barnabas was appointed Apostolic Visitator of the extraterritorial regions in India by the Holy Father Pope Benedict XVI. Later, the Holy Episcopal Synod of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church officially entrusted Bishop Jacob Mar Barnabas with the pastoral care of the Malankara Syrian Catholic faithful residing outside of its proper territory in India. On March 26, 2015, His Holiness Pope Francis erected the St. John Chrysostom Eparchy of Gurgaon and Most Reverend Dr. Jacob Mar Barnabas, OIC, Apostolic Visitator of the Undivided MCC-ETRI, was appointed as its first bishop. Bifurcating the MCC-ETRI, St. Ephraim Exarchate of Kadaki, Pune, was also erected on the same day, and Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Mar Athonios, OIC, was appointed as its first exarch. The Eparchy of Gurgaon is established under the name of St. John Chrysostom, the Greek name for Mar Evanios. The inauguration of the St. John Chrysostom Eparchy of Gurgaon and the installation of Most Reverend Dr. Jacob Mar Barnabas took place on May 1, 2015. The establishment of Bethany Ashram Pune on October 24, 1955 can be said to be the beginning of the mission of the Malankara Syrian Catholic Church outside its canonical territory. From Pune, the Bethany Fathers took care of the Malankara Syrian Catholic faithful in Mumbai-Pune regions. The hierarchy gave support to them, appointing Reverend Father John Birchman, OIC, in 1997 as the coordinator of the Malankara Syrian Catholics outside the Territorium Proprium. Under his untiring leadership, the communities got organized strongly under the banner the Malankara Catholic Church Extraterritorial Regions in India, or the MCCETRI. Later in February 2007, Bishop Jacob Mar Barnabas was appointed Apostolic Visitator by Holy Father Pope Benedict XVI. The Holy Episcopal Synod of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church entrusted the pastoral care of the Malankara Syrian Catholic faithful of Eparchy to Bishop Jacob Mar Barnabas. For long years, the Malankara Syrian Catholic Church had been incessantly attempting to gain all India jurisdiction to impart the joy of the gospel to every nook and corner of India. And it was, by divine grace, realized on March 26, 2015, with the erection of the new Exarchate of Catechism in Pune and the new Eparchy of Gurgaon in New Delhi. The Exarchate of Catechism in Pune is named after Saint Ephrem. His Holiness Pope Francis appointed Bishop Thomas Mar Anthonios Villarreal, OIC, as its first apostolic exarch, with the title Bishop of Igilgili. The installation ceremony of the first exarch of Catechism Pune took place on May 30, 2015. The exarchate extends over the entire southern part of India, namely the entire states of Maharashtra, Goa, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana, together with parts of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. On November 23, 2019, it was elevated in the rank of Eparchy and become dependent from Major Archbishop because of extension of the territorium proprium of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church. The official inauguration of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Mission of North America was on August 15, 1984, in a meeting held at Fordham University, New York. The meeting was led by His Grace the Most Reverend Benedict Mar Gregorios, the Metropolitan Archbishop of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church. From 1984 to 2001, the missions in North America were guided by Reverend Melambarambil John Ramban, Reverend Kallur John Chorepiscopo, who became Most Reverend Yohanan Mar Chrysostom, Reverend Manikarod Givergis Chorepiscopo, and Reverend Dr. Peter Kocheri, who became Right Reverend Monsignor Dr. Peter Kocheri Chorepiscopo, as the priest in charge and coordinators. On June 18, 2001, the Holy Father Pope John Paul II appointed Reverend Monsignor Dr. Isaac Thorntingle, now Moron More Basilius Cardinal Clemis Catholicos, as the Apostolic Visitator for the Syro-Malankara Catholic faithful in North America and Europe. On October 2, 2003, Most Reverend Isaac Mar Clemis was appointed as the Bishop of the Eparchy of Tiruvalla. After an extended period on January 5, 2005, Reverend Dr. Joseph Konnath was appointed as Apostolic Visitator for the Syro-Malankara Catholic faithful in North America and Europe. He served the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church in North America and Europe until he was appointed as the Bishop of the Eparchy of Bethedi. On July 14, 2010, the Holy Father Pope Benedict XVI established an apostolic exarchate for the Malankara Syrian Catholic Church in the United States of America. Reverend Dr. Thomas Naik Mbril of the Major Arch-Eparchy of Trivandrum was appointed the first bishop of the new exarchate and apostolic visitator to Canada and Europe. Right Reverend Monsignor Naik Mbril was ordained bishop with the name Thomas Mar Eusebius by his Beatitude Moron More Basilios Clemis Catholicos on September 21, 2010, at the St. Mary's Cathedral, Patnam, Trivandrum. On December 18, 2015, His Holiness Pope Francis elevated the exarchate to the status of an eparchy and extended its territory to include the region of Canada also. His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Mar Eusebius was appointed the first bishop of the eparchy. On July 27, 2017, His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Mar Eusebius was transferred to the new Diocese of Parashala. His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Philippos Mar Stephanos was appointed the second bishop of the Eparchy. The announcement regarding the appointment was made on August 5, 2017. On October 28, 2017, His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Philippos Mar Stefanos was installed as the second bishop of the Eparchy at the Cathedral of the Eparchy in Elmont, New York. His Excellency Mar Stefanos, born on September 5, 1952, and ordained to priesthood on April 27, 1979, was consecrated Auxiliary Bishop of the Archdiocese of Tirvala on March 13, 2010. Before his ordination to episcopacy, His Excellency Mar Stefanos served the Archdiocese as the Vicar General, Administrator, Executive Director of the Pushperi Hospital, Youth Director, and as an ardent missionary in the high ranges of the Archdiocese and in the Delhi region. Mar Stefanos, who earned a doctorate in moral theology from the Accademia Alfonsiana, Rome, also served as the rector of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Major Seminary, Trivandrum. At present, there are 16 parishes and a few mission stations in the Eparchy. Around 11,500 members are there in the Eparchy. There are 18 Malankara Catholic priests working in the Eparchy and 16 other Malankara Catholic priests working in different Latin Catholic dioceses in the USA. 34 religious sisters are rendering their ministry in this region. 3 Bethany convents and 7 Daughters of Mary convents are situated in the new Eparchy. The apostolates of MCA, MCYM, Fathers Forum, Mothers Forum, Sunday School, MCCL, etc. greatly help in the growth of this church in this continent. Jesus Christ continues his service on earth through the bishops, priests, and deacons. This is remembered in this hymn sung at the time of communion in the Holy Qurbana. The most reverend prelates are the representatives of God and the successors of the apostles. We ought to honor and respect them. Here's your Bible verse to memorize this week. Obey your leaders and submit to them. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. Now let's review your questions for this lesson. Name the eparchies of the Malankara Catholic Church. Who are the present metropolitans of the Malankara Catholic Church? Write a short note of St. Mary, Queen of Peace Eparchy of USA and Canada. Finally, who is the current head of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church? For your activity this week, as a Malankara Catholic in the Eparchy of USA and Canada, how can you help the church to grow within USA and Canada? Write down your suggestions and what you can do.